The things we should apparently stop telling our children. Social media is often blamed for promoting unrealistic body standards, but a clinical psychologist says that we should look closer to home. She says we should limit how much we praise our daughters and sons, in fact, with comments like, "Aren't you looking pretty today?" because it can encourage young girls to judge their own appearance. So is it time to stop complimenting our children altogether, Dens?
No. Not in my opinion. Obviously, I've got two sons, as opposed to daughters. But my sister's got daughters who are like children, and my children as well. I think that it's part of my love language, to sort of coin a modern day phrase, as to how I love my kids. I always say, you look really handsome today, or you're gorgeous, or you look beautiful, or And we have, between my sister and I, 5, to me, really sort of normal children. And, I mean, my youngest son does it himself. He looks in the mirror and goes, "Fit," Sorry, Lou. But no, I don't think so. I'll be interested to hear the other perspective. But I also credit them for other attributes as well. But I do think if they look gorgeous. Also, I think that sometimes I do it with friends, it's not just with my children. And I think sometimes it's a kind of a way of social cover-up as well, that, you haven't seen someone for a long time and there's a bit of nervousness and uncomfortableness, and you sort of go, "Oh, my God, you look gorgeous." They might not. But you sort of use that to sort of cover up. So I've never really thought about whether I shouldn't compliment my children. I do, and I will continue to do.
You know what?
So.
I think I'm not the complete opposite, but sort of on the opposite end of the tracks when it comes to Florence, because Florence, from birth and pushing around in the buggy, constantly strangers would be stopping the buggy and saying how beautiful she is, and she's 3 years old, and it still happens. And she was scootering to nursery this morning, and she had a little helmet on and a blonde curl sticking out the bottom, and you have sort of people stopping in the street and sort of going, "Oh, you're just so gorgeous,
I know,
aren't you
I would
gorgeous?"
do that.
So I'm really mindful that I don't want her to grow up assuming that people constantly tell her how beautiful she is, because she's also really funny. She's also really confident. She also has the most amazing comebacks to her brother.
What can you do about that, though, about people saying that?
So I don't want to stop people. I have no control over what other people do, but I'll be mindful of also reminding her of all the other great attributes that she has in her personality, because I went to an all-girls school, and I will always remember that those girls who were told that they were pretty frequently weren't always the nicest girls in school, and I think I'm mindful of not creating someone like that in my daughter.
Do you worry about her getting bullied because she's so beautiful? Because my friend's daughter's had that because she's so stunning, and she did some modelling, and that caused jealousy from other kids.
Well, you've met Florence, you know what she's like. She's a very confident little girl, and I encourage her to be very confident and very outspoken. I'd like to hope that if she were ever in that situation, that she would be able to say the things that need to be said and remember within herself that she is a beautiful human being.
Yeah.
And I want to make sure that she has those attributes in her.
She has you as parents, so the fact is she is beautiful. And sometimes life is an easier ride for people who are genetically blessed, as they say. Sometimes it is. But I think that with the balance that you give her, I think that she'll be,
What did you do with your girls? Oh, bless you, thank you.
Yeah, pretty much what you did, really. I mean, I just think every parent thinks their child is beautiful, and I think to sort of say that language in the home is wrong is wrong in itself. I think that you should be able to say, "Oh, you're so handsome, I love you. Oh, you're so beautiful, I love you." But as you say, you also build up the other stuff and say, "That's great what you just said," or "That piece of work's amazing," or I don't know, I've never really thought about it. I've just kind of got along.
Don't you? Yeah,
do it, and I guess if you have a child that is like completely stunning and everybody reacts to them in that respect, you just have to ground them and say, "Look, this is not entirely what life is about, and by the way, looks fade."
I do it to
There needs to be something else going on.
I do it to my kids all the time. Like, I say, "Oh, you look lovely going out tonight. Oh, don't you look looks lovely? Or doesn't he look handsome, my son?" or whatever. But we do it to each other as well, don't we? As we're walking out, we go, "Oh, you look lovely today. I love that dress that you've got on," or whatever.
Or you tell us if we don't.
Oh, go, "Get that off. That don't suit you, Denise."
I'll tell you, that out of everybody, Linda's the most honest. If she doesn't like what you're wearing, as you're walking to the studio, she'll go, "Yeah, I don't like that."
and get something else on.
But you're right about looks fading, because I think I've got friends that have found that when they go to school reunions, and like the fit boy at school, they'll be like, oh, he was amazing. They then see them as a grown-up and it's like,
As if you go to a school reunion and, as you say, the ones that were really gorgeous. There was one girl, that Karen, who was quite plain in our school. She had dandruff and quite big teeth. And then there was another girl called Paula who was, like, gorgeous. Go to the school reunion, changed. The opposites. Karen's beautiful, Paula's as plain as anything.
I'm just really pleased you said plain. Right.
Thank goodness you changed their names for that anecdote.
I didn't.
Oh, my